Good afternoon. This is a special coverage of the coronavirus crisis using the combined forces of News 5 and Signal TV's One News, Radio 5, and 1PH. Manila Mayor Isko Moreno will place the first district of Tondo under a 2-day hard lockdown this week. Moreno explains that Tondo's first district has one of the highest number of confirmed COVID-19 cases and quarantine violators in the city, with 81 positive patients and 926 violators. Under the hard lockdown, residents will not be allowed to go out of their homes. All stores, establishments, and markets must close except for the Visoras Night Market and the Manila International Container Port to ensure the continuous supply of food and the flow of cargo. A consumer group wants cheaper delivery charges because of the recent rollbacks in petroleum prices. But delivery drivers argue that the added fees help them put food on the table during the COVID-19 crisis. Shaila Francisco tells us more.
Food delivery services have taken the limelight this quarantine period, with most residents restricted to their homes to avoid infection. Amid the in-demand service, a consumer welfare group is seeking help from the Interagency Task Force to have delivery charges reduced in light of decreasing fuel prices. Since yesterday, oil firms slashed almost 2 pesos in diesel products, while gasoline prices are down by 20 centavos. And since January, fuel prices already went down by as much as 37%. Laban Consumer says following the rollback, delivery costs should be lower by around 25 to 30% since fuel accounts for a big part in their costs.
Mababa nga ang gasolina, sino naman ang nakikinabang? Di man tayo nakakabiyahe. That reduction, major rollback in diesel, pwede mong paramdam sa consumer. Gawin natin COVID-19 yung rate ng delivery. Gusto hindi lang tayong libre ang link natin. Yung link natin is, ibaba naman nila yung delivery cost at saka yung impact ng delivery cost sa produkto na ating binibili.
Some delivery riders do not agree with this move, saying a portion of the added fees go to them.
Sa ngayon, kahit na kakaunti yung tindahan na nakabukas, nagsusumikap kaming makalabas sa aming bahay para may mabili kami ng pagkain namin pang-araw-araw. Sa krisis po kami, tulong nyo na yun sa amin. Pangalawa, nakataya din yung trabaho namin dito.
Some companies operating online marketplaces clarify there are other considerations in the computation of delivery fees.
All of it are factored in. So the mileage, the hazard depends on the area. Then it's not just about the petroleum product, the oil prices. It's also about the law of supply and demand. With our current pandemic kasi, the supply of riders or deliveries should be affected. So mas konti sila ngayon yung volume of riders. Kaya siguro nag-increase din sila.
The Trade Department says they have been receiving complaints on expensive delivery fees, but they clarify that delivery fees do not come in cheap, since this is an added service and convenience to consumers. Consumers can still choose to buy at sites with cheaper fees, or they may personally go to groceries instead.
It's not as if we are locked down to these deliveries, no? We always have a choice. You just have to select talaga sino yung value for money. If you were the customer, di ba? So that's the reason why may competition din sila. Will I pay for the convenience? Hindi na ako lalabas for today and I'll just pay up. Or 400, mahal. Lalabas na lang ako.
The DTI is currently studying the recommendation of Laban Consumer, along with its earlier call to lower prices of goods by 1 to 2 pesos. Aside from fuel, prices of some raw materials have also gone down. The decision is set to be released next week. Shaila Francisco, We Are One News.
COVID-19 infections have reached the 3 million mark as the world enters its 5th month fighting the global pandemic. The United States remains on top with the most number of infections with over 1 million cases, followed by European countries. Despite the threat of a collapse of its health sector, the U.S. is considering a partial reopening of the economy state by state. America also leads the number of COVID-19 fatalities. The same European countries follow after. The virus certainly is infectious, but just how deadly is it? Compared to the COVID pandemic, we can see that the mortality rate from past outbreaks have been worse. The Middle East Respiratory Syndrome, or MERS, which struck the world in 2012, had a death rate of 34.3%, or 1 in every 3 patients. The outbreak of SARS, or the Severe Acute Respiratory Syndrome, that ran from 2002 to 2004, had a death rate of 9.6%. Currently, COVID-19's mortality rate is at 6.9%. Of course, the numbers are no comfort for those affected. The World Health Organization has since said that the pandemic is far from over and that countries should start preparing for a new normal as they reopen. The good news, though, is that recoveries have reached 900,000. Despite leading in the number of infections, Spain, US, and Germany have led the pack, with recoveries by the hundred thousands. Taiwan rejects the plea of the Labor Department to deport a Filipino caregiver over her remarks against President Duterte on Facebook. A news agency in Taiwan reports that their Ministry of Foreign Affairs says that everybody, including foreign workers, has the right to freedom of speech, and it should be respected by all countries. Dole Attaché Fidel Macauyag earlier accused overseas worker Elanel Egot Ordidor of attempting to destabilize the government during the COVID-19 crisis. We will pause for a short break. Our special coverage on the COVID-19 pandemic will be right back. Welcome back. You're still watching the special coverage of the coronavirus crisis. It's the combined forces of News 5 and Signal TV's One News, Radio 5, and 1PH. The 2019 bar results are out. 2,103 of the more than 7,000 examinees have passed. The 2019 passing rate was at 27%, higher than the 22% recorded in the previous year. The Supreme Court has said that last year's passing grade had been reduced to 74% from 75%. UST's Legazpi's May Dian Azores is this season's top notcher after scoring 91% in the exam. University of the East Princess Fatima Paramihan came in second, while another USP Legazpi alumna Myra Baranda secured the top 3 slot. Congratulations to our country's new lawmakers. The U.S. Department of Defense has released unclassified videos of unidentified phenomena caught by Navy pilots. The Pentagon confirms the authenticity of 3 video clips that have been circulating the internet for years. The video clips captured by Navy aviators were taken on 2004, 2015, and 2017, showing an oval-shaped object floating or apparently floating in the air. However, the Defense Department is not yet confirming the existence of any extraterrestrial beings. Dogs can be many things to many people, from man's best friend to even therapists. But for authorities in Barangay 379 in Blumentritt, Manila, one dog is a frontliner. Here's Laila Pangilinan with a story.
It was no ordinary dog who welcomed my team when we entered Barangay 379 in Blumentritt, Manila. She was none other than Chi-Chi, the city's first ever dog frontliner. Chi-Chi just finished taking a bath and is now ready to do her rounds, complete with her own frontliner's ID. Chi-Chi has been under the care of the barangay office for over a year. From a street dog, Chi-Chi has earned the title of a barangay canine, roving together with barangay authorities.
Pagka nagro-ronda po kami, lagi po siyang nandun, iikot din po siya. Minsan nauna pa siya sa amin magagala-gala. Kabisado niya na po yung area namin. Pag nagdi-distribute po kami, talagang yung galaw po niya, parang security po talaga. Alert po siya. Yung paikot-ikot po siya. Pag minsan nauna pa siya sa amin, tapos iikot siya, babalik sa likod namin.
Yung mga anti-rabies vaccine po sa mga bawat barangay, dinadala po namin siya. Tapos nade-deworm naman po siya from time to time. So namomonitor naman po, alagang-alaga po siya dito.
With the ongoing enhanced community quarantine, Chi-Chi is among those who stay up all night from 8 p.m. to 4 a.m. to watch out for curfew violators. A picture of Chi-Chi recently went viral on social media. Soon after, blessings came aplenty with people sending in treats, vitamins, and other dog care needs. But according to authorities, they also have been receiving messages from people claiming that the wonder dog might be their lost pet.
Ina-encourage nga naman po namin yung mga nagsasabi po na yung aso nilang si Chi-Chi ay yung nga pong nawawala nilang aso. Pwede po silang pumunta dito sa barangay namin, magpakita sila ng proof. Kaya lang ang masasabi namin, sobrang napamahal na po sa amin si Chi-Chi eh. Tsaka nakita nyo naman po kung gaano siya kalambing sa amin.
But for now, Barangay 379 in Blumentritt is definitely a home for Chi-Chi. For News 5, Laila Pangilinan. We are One News.
And that's the latest on the enhanced and expanded community quarantine. For more updates, follow News 5, the Philippine Star, and Business World Online. I'm Ed Lingao, and we are One News.